Hey guys, Professor Fat Shady from the University of Trials. Today I'm going to be bringing you a detailed tutorial on the Alca-Trialz Extreme Track. This is the All-Stars created one, created by Pure Evil, as it turns out, in the Awesome Level Max DLC. I firstly wanted to show you my Platinum run, which I've only just recently got, and then I will take you through a detailed tutorial, so check this out. There's a couple, so this is the harder of the two. My personal view, but I don't think people will disagree with me. Certainly not the hardest. That obstacle there is tricky. This one's tricky if you haven't dealt with them before. I mean, I've dealt with them in both, some tracks in the game, and even Frontier deals with that obstacle a lot. Even that one has some subtle issues and places to catch you out. And a few little areas like this where you really need to have that really good jump to get up and over. That upper path I need to practice, by the way. And this jump here, I can't even remember the name. It was Track in Trials HD that had a really difficult ending like that. But anyway, that was my Platinum video. Now for the detailed tutorial. Trusty Pit Viper, Alca-Trialz by Pure Evil. And as I've said before, I love the fact that we've got all-star created tracks. Anyway, so the first obstacle here, if you don't do anything and just accelerate, that's what your bike does. As you can see, you get nowhere near enough forward momentum for you to be able to traverse this gap, I should say. So what you need to do is the, I can't even remember the name for it, ramp front wheel jump twist is what I'll always call it. Effectively what you want to do is lift your front wheel up until it clears the top of the ramp and then flick forward. So back, forward. And that will give you the forward momentum you need to get up and over. I'm not going to tell you that's the right way to do it. That's not the way to do it. It's just how I saved it. But anyway, so lift your front wheel up from the seated position and then bunny hop up and over. So front wheel up, so that's just on timing. Back, forward, and then up and over. I would suggest braking. Suggest learning how to recover from stuff-ups as well. Okay, brake here, and just a big bunny hop. And that should be... Oh, actually, sorry, that's the checkpoint. Cool. Now, this one you want to do in one fluid motion, right? So if you hit your rear wheel there, you're probably going to have trouble. So nice big bunny hop, keep accelerating, and you should get up and over to that checkpoint. From this one, I think, yeah, it's the same as the first checkpoint. If you don't do anything, you won't make the gap. So you really need to understand that technique of lifting... Yeah, lifting your front wheel up a little bit when you make it. Now, for the people that are watching these tutorials, I always try and make the easiest way to get past this. Now, I don't think I've found one. This is, I want to say, the hardest obstacle on this track. Could be wrong. Now, okay, it's possible, but even that felt inconsistent. So it is possible, as I've just shown you here, to get settled down. Good throttle control, nice bunny hop, awesome throttle control, and you can get up and over that from a seated position. From that sort of starting position. Showing off tonight. Okay, we're back here. So it is possible to settle yourself down or recover from landing here, bunny hop, and get your rear wheel back up. I find it so much less consistent, and the way I would be always suggesting it is a good bunny hop there, and you kind of need to bunny hop there, and so bunny hop. But then lean forward when you get to the base of that third piece. So that's when you lean forward. The challenge, and honestly, this is an extreme track, it's an extreme obstacle. you're gonna have to get your timings right, you're gonna have to get your throttle control right. But as you can see with this last piece, I'll see if I can even just sort of have a seat on that last little section. Bunny hop, bunny hop. So I mean, throttle control here, totally possible to sort of sit down, but you're really going to need to be on your throttle control game to get past this one. But yeah, the best approach for me, if you can get the timing right, bunny hop, and just really soft on the throttle to get to that last piece. Right, once more successfully. There you go, up and over. Alright, so this next one with the overhang, I won't say this is getting into ninja territory. It's a technique. This is a very easy version of a technique you see on ninja tracks all the time. The main thing you want to think about is you obviously don't want your rear wheel to hit that. I mean, that should go without saying. So you know then your rear wheel needs to be out of the way. Now you don't want it to be too far back, but as you accelerate, you just want to get your bike to the angle where your rear wheel kind of just skims past that concrete tube. The other key I'll tell you is hold on to your brake now. Keep pushing to the right and hold on to your brake. Oh, and probably stop accelerating too. That was the other thing. If you keep accelerating here, you'll probably have issues. So as soon as you leave this part of the ramp, stop accelerating, lean forward and hold the brake. As long as your front wheel gets out of the way, you should find... I can't do it. You should find, just by leaning forward and holding brake, your body weight will carry you up and over. That's about it. If you need me to go into more detail, yell. Big bunny hop here and carry your momentum through, and that should get you all the way up to that. I don't think, yeah, there's really no space to recover from here. Yeah, so it's really just momentum. Actually, let me just try it. If you stuff up that jump, roll all the way back. Possible. Slightly less sexy, but it's possible. Big bunny hop there. Now, with this last little part, what I would just be careful about is just don't get your rear wheel hung up on that that pipe or whatever you've got back where my head is now. You'll find yourself getting caught up on that sometimes, and that'll make you flip and land face first on the next section. So just sort of be careful with that, but nothing to worry about. Big bunny hop here. Now, the challenge here is what you ideally want to do is carry your momentum up and over, right? Again, that's getting to frostbite, third checkpoint, multiple bunny hop stuff, and I know that some people have issues with that. So let me see if I can get you to the point where you can land here and make it. Again, not trying to tell you the fastest way, trying to tell you a consistent way for those people who can't complete this track. Just didn't feel like I did that right. Let me try from a seated position. Okay, it's possible there from a seated position to accelerate flat out, lean forward, and you'll get up and over this. But the much faster way is to do it all in one smooth motion. And I will say, if you do it in one smooth motion, this next section, I think, becomes a lot easier. But same technique as we said in the first checkpoint: lean forward, lean backwards to get your front wheel up, and then bunny hop. And it's then just a matter of getting your rear wheel to land on this section here, and if you get it right, that should be enough to get you up and over. So lean back forward, back forward, back forward, and yeah, just keep that rear wheel on that flat section, you should be right. Same thing again. But this time when you land, you want to be cautious of your throttle control. The challenge here is this vertical section right at the end. Just when you think you've got up the top of it, you've got this vertical section. Now, if your front wheel touches that on the way up, you're not going to make it over. But as you can see just there, by getting your front wheel to largely miss it, you can sort of creep up and over. So you can steady yourself here if you need to. And that technique there, just hold on to the brake and lean forward and you should get up and over onto the next section. Next piece. Now, this upper platform I've not hit consistently. Oh. Okay, I don't think that was particularly difficult. If I skipped something over something there, let me know. Anyway, I hit the checkpoint. Hopefully that wasn't too difficult. Now this part will give people some grief. Alright, first tip is probably use all of that ramp behind you. Yeah. Okay, if you just start from here and try and do it, it's tricky because you only just sort of make it up and over. If you reverse... Oh, by the way, reverse, but try not to do a massive bunny hop. Just hit... You want to use as much of that bottom section as you can. So, what you're trying to do is land as close to the back here as possible. Keep accelerating. And then once your bike starts going vertical, then flick forward. The trick is, flick forward a little bit later now. You sort of like, well, actually it's probably wrong. But you kind of want to get over here, up, and now flick forward. You kind of want to just delay it a little second. Because if you flick forward too early, you end up hitting your front wheel. And that's what a lot of you that are struggling with this will probably be doing, is hitting your front wheel on that thing. And the reason you're doing that is because you're waiting, I guess you're not letting your bike get vertical enough to get up and over. And again, that same technique where you hit your front wheel, land on your front wheel, and then brake and lean forward, and what that'll do with your body weight over the front wheel, it'll get the rear wheel up. So you can fap if you need to, which is where you do this, accelerate and tap on the brake, as you can see here. But you just want to make sure you can get yourself up and over that. And we're already at the last checkpoint. Now, this is pretty much use everything you've done in the earlier parts of this track to round it out. Lean forward off the ramp. Nice, strong, confident bunny hop to get up to here. Actually, I'm probably going to teach you to do this in 2 separate parts. Even though that's... Oh, that takes a lot of throttle control though. Alright, with doing it in 2 separate parts, entirely possible. Arguably more consistent, but it is tricky because that middle platform... That middle platform is a little bit... Saw the bird's nest there. Yeah, the much more consistent way for me is to do it all in one fluid motion. If you're able to do that, knock yourself out. If you're not, as I said, sit back on the bike to build up a little bit extra bounce in those springs. Steady yourself on here if you can. Good throttle control, use most of the ramp, and just keep leaning forward and you'll get up and over. That, to me, is as good as you're going to get as a detailed tutorial on Alca-Trialz. Tough track. Like there is definitely some subtleties to that track that take a little bit of understanding, a little bit of careful approach. For the dudes who are platinum all the other tracks, you're not going to have any troubles with this, clearly. But for anybody else that's still struggling, actually, I don't want to say entry level extreme, but it is on the easier side of, in the, I kind of want to say either Storm, Rock or Rages kind of space. Argue with me if you disagree with that, but I found this one on the easier side. But yeah, for anyone who's struggling with extreme, still going to be very much of a challenge. And yeah, hopefully the detailed tutorials, as I always do, will provide some help. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if there's anything else you want to cover off on the DLC or anything else. Thanks. Cheers.